The older I get, the more I feel like certain things like this become more cringe. But then I log on to TikTok and see exactly what everyone else my age is doing, and I completely change my mind on that.
I'm insane in the membrane.
Anyway, today we're going to take a look at this game because of reasons. And I'm going to tell you right now that it is pretty bad. And yes, I mean bad for the other reasons as well. First off, I gotta say that I love a good action-adventure hack-and-slash game. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's honestly the best way to let off some steam while slicing minions into bits. So for a person who is a self-proclaimed otaku, obviously a game with the hacking and the slashing alongside some anime, now that's a banger. And hey, we're adults here, so sometimes we indulge in some of that rated M goodness, if you know what I'm saying. So a game like this would seem like a perfect match for my inner weeb, but nah, son. First off, let's dig into the story a bit. And the crazy thing is, I damn sure don't care about this story. It's bad enough that it's told in the most boring way possible with jumping JPEGs and a mountain of dialogue to read through. But what's even worse is that the dialogue is a mix of some sexually cringe stuff and a plot that is trying so hard to be taken seriously even though you can't take it seriously. And that's not only because it's literally a non-canon crossover between these two titular franchises, but also because how the hell am I supposed to take this seriously?
Anime was a mistake.
Speaking of which, the thing that bothers me the most about this game is just what kind of crossover it really is. For example, if you guys remember Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I'm sure you remember the fact that Namco was supposed to create Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Now personally, I fuck with both series for the characters alone, but gameplay wise, I will always choose the arena style fighting in Tekken. Which is why it sucks that we'll never see the Tekken styled Street Fighter that I've been craving for over a decade now. But I digress. The point is that this game is a crossover of Neptunia and Senran Kagura, and I was hoping it would be more so of a Senran game than a Neptunia game. I've only ever played one of the Neptunia hack and slash games, and honestly, it just looks bad. Not only looks, but it plays pretty averagely too. On the other hand, I think Senran Kagura is a much more polished game series at this point. The last game in the series I played was a remake of the 3DS version, and not only does the gameplay hold up, but the visuals look great. In more ways than one, of course. But basically, I know for a fact that I won't be interested in picking up a Neptunia hack and slash again because damn, this shit is mid. Digging deeper into the gameplay, there isn't much of a flow to battle. There's one main action button for doing combos, a button for throwing shuriken, which always feels like it does absolutely nothing, and then there's the special abilities. Each character has their own set of unique moves, such as Yami with her ice and Homura slicing things up with a bit of added fire. And if you can find a good rhythm using your combos and special abilities together, you'll have a much better time with the game. But even still, it doesn't feel as great compared to other Senran Kagura games. I'm so used to the multiple methods of powering up and transforming into a much more powerful version of yourself in battle. And this game has something a little bit similar to that, but it never really feels the same way. And again, bear with me because I know that the Kagura transformations can be a bit over the top, but having that method felt much more empowering, like you were a Super Saiyan. While in comparison, the elemental skills feel more like the Mystic Gohan version. And yeah, before y'all start typing in the comments, Mystic Gohan is powerful. Yeah, but there's nothing hype about this compared to anything Super Saiyan related, so shut up. Again, I digress. Instead of those transformations, we instead have the elemental abilities that alter your status in the middle of battle. At first, I didn't find much of a use for them because the game wasn't that difficult. But I can't lie, going into the last few battles, they sure did come in handy. Using the ability to ignore knockback helps a ton when enemies keep locking you into their own attacks back to back. There's also another ability to increase your own damage while decreasing defense, and another ability to increase the recharge rate on your special gauge so you can just do specials back to back to back to back to back. Not to mention the ability that completely erases all negative status effects like paralysis and poison. My god, the paralysis was annoying. So I needed that more than I ever expected. What's funny is that these abilities seem to have no cooldown from what I could tell. Like sure, they do wear off over time, but I could immediately use them again without any indication that there was a bar or a meter I needed to charge up. But like I said, for the most part, battles weren't too bad in my playthrough, so there wasn't a need to spam too often. As long as I kept up with my request missions, I was able to keep every character at the perfect level for each challenge, only ever needing the occasional healing item and of course the spirit gems. Right, the spirit gems, I almost forgot to mention those. So everyone has this sort of skill tree that you can implant spirit gems into for increased attack, defense, healing, skill damage, etc. And it's nice that you don't have to get spirit gems for each individual character, so when you do build up a pretty decent set of them, you're good to equip them to your entire team as freely as you want to. And outside of that, most battles are fairly standard. You'll be hacking through hordes of slimes and robots, collecting items along the way, and of course taking down bosses here and there. Sadly, if you do end up taking out all the dialogue in the game, you realize just how short it really is. There's only 8 chapters in the game, and the missions themselves take about a max of 30 minutes to complete. Obviously, the game will be longer if you dig into the requests and whatever this dumb mini game is. But yeah, for me to get this game at $60 on day one, I'm totally not impressed by it. If you're looking for something to scratch that horny itch, first off, don't play a game for that. But yeah, you're much better off playing the Senran Kagura games for the ludity and the great gameplay. Leave this game for the people who are solely fans of Neptunia, because that's about all you'll get out of this. And with that said, that's it for now, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Definitely a game that I wish was better than what it turned out to be, and definitely wishing that I waited on it, because it definitely wasn't worth that 60 bucks. So don't forget to leave a like or a dislike and sub for more videos just like this one, and I will see you guys in the next one.